Hi everyone, and welcome back to Manda T and Me, and welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. I don't know about you, but I've been waiting for this for months, and I've seen some of my other favorite content creators actually play the new chapters of Scarlet Hollow, and I've been so jealous, but I hate breaking up a series to start a new series and then go back, so I'm like, we're just gonna wait, and we're gonna wait together, and then we're gonna play it together. And that's what we're gonna do now. So there have been some updates. I might have to go back and like fiddle with some preferences, but I did notice this time that I didn't actually have to, after each subsequent update, I didn't have to go back and change which processor was actually running the game. That was a problem when it first started. It wasn't like truly supported by Shadowplay, but there's like, you can Google it. There is a way to like sometimes make non-compatible games run on Shadowplay. Usually it means that it's programmed to run on your default like video processor instead of like your gaming processor. I'm not that tech savvy, so I Googled it and then I watched someone else do it and then I did it. So anyway, that's not really the point of this anyway, but I'm really glad that it's like compatible and yay. Thanks, Shadowplay. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'm a little punch drunk. I've been working all day, so, but I was just like, it's raining outside and I'm feeling cozy in my like butterscotch sweater. So yeah, so let's go and load our game and see what is happening. Oh my goodness, we haven't played since June of last year. Alright, so Tommyknocker and Ditchling are achievements. Proceed if you dare. If you would like to continue with this world state in episode 3, save your game now. Okay. And then, okay. So you guys can see it is sleepy time for most of you here. It is Wednesday the 13th. You guys will see this in like 2 weeks. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and load. Yes. Okay, so we did that. Would you like to see a recap before starting episode 3? I think we all would like that. Yeah, let's do a full recap together. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26-hour bus ride with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. Oh, so gnarly. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight, while Gretchen whines and pulls her harness. Come on, you. Whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. Gretchen butt. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. You drive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms just before she manages to wriggle out of her harness. Your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulder. God damn it. Duke. Stella, keep an eye on her for us. Make sure she doesn't get into any more trouble. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they're a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. From the relative safety of your cousin's uncomfortable guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now you're safe, and you're warm. But listen, you better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. Yes, ma'am. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Wow, that's some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. I love Avery. I'm gonna keep my ears open for you. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip. I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Have either of you seen Rosalina around? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my text, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now. Anyways. Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask. You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. She didn't. Stealth run? I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. But the Shaw Mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed over 100 people. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the Shaw Mine. I figure you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Ugh, whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, all right? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. So it's actually really safe and we can hang out here whenever we want. Correction, your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. My dad says our house is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. You turn to see Becca and Alexis gone, and Rosalina anxiously hovering in front of a small tunnel in the cavern wall. She freezes as you notice her. There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder. Though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there! Your cousin dives toward you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Manda, are you all right? You and Tabitha manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Holy shit, you're okay. Thank God. And everyone's accounted for. That was a surprisingly close call. You could have all died in there. What did you weirdos do? Everything was fine until you adults showed up. Becca, shut up. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw Mine, you barely even notice the dust. When you close your eyes, you see the shadowy figures that gathered behind Stella in the mines. Your thoughts are drawn to the carving on the wall, and to the visions it imparted upon you. Your thoughts are drawn to the carvings on the wall and the visions it imparted upon you. It's time to wake up. Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as the dull aches of last night's activities throb in and out of focus. You manage to survive a second night in the town of Scarlet Hollow. As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the Shaw mines still stuck to your skin. Shower. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The water is hot and, surprisingly enough, clean. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down the drain, you think about Duke and the image of him lying there slumped against a tree with half his head blown off. Scrub feverishly trying to scrape the memories from your skin as if they're part of the dirt that coats you. Think about Sybil's warning. The worst is yet to come. Think about Wayne and wonder how many times he's watched you unseen. Think about someone special. Think about finally being out of this hellhole and safe in your own bed. I think I would be a little bit creeped out about Sybil's warning. You think about Sybil's warning. The worst is yet to come. You're done here. Wash away your sins. Oh, there's so many achieves. Time to start your day. Let's be a little nosy. Let's check out the opossum. There are two of them now. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Okay, we're not going to pet them, but we will wave at them. They're going to look up at us. Let's make bad choices. Pet them. Against your better judgment, you reach out the possum's hand outstretched. Oh well, it was worth the shot. Maybe now they'll leave your dresser and return to nature where they belong. Let's look out the window. You hold your breath and approach the bedroom window. After finding that boot print and viscera in the garden yesterday, you can't help but anticipate something staring back at you. You breathe a sigh of relief. Nothing's out there watching you. At least nothing you can see. Turn back. You turn back to the guest room. Let's check the closet. Every time you see that doll, your heart skips a beat. It hasn't moved, right? No, it hasn't. Turn back. Enough of the closet. You turn back to the guest room. I think group text is the way to go. You pull out your phone and open up your group chat with Stella and Kanika. Morning, how are you guys holding up? Last night was terrible. What's the game plan? Can't wait to ghost bus tonight. I get to meet Reese today. Send a photo of pained old man. What's the game plan? That's proactive. It'll probably be a bit before you get a response. No, I don't want to double text them. That's like way too much. You've done everything you wanted up here. It's time to start your day. You enter the kitchen and find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Frou-Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. Tabitha's eyes dart to the corner of the room, almost as if she's ashamed of being caught in the act of stress-eating ice cream for breakfast. Tabitha's eyes dart to the... Okay, there we go. Let's just be friendly. Hi, Amanda. Good morning, I'm Janie. Just here to do my little weekly cleaning. Whatever cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do, at least. I could have this place looking brand new, you know. Don't go making any big renovations or moving anything around. I like knowing where my stuff is. Okie dokie. It's so nice to finally meet you, Amanda. I mean, I guess I did meet you on Monday when you popped into the diner. Janie. But seeing someone somewhere and meeting them face to face are two completely different things, I suppose. Thanks. All I'm trying to say is that it's wonderful to finally actually meet you, and I'm so happy part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha with everything that's... Janie! Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tabitha. Am I being too much again? Tabitha grumbles in acknowledgement. I feel like all of this is like just going to provoke her, but we should be like friendly. Hey Tabitha, how's it going? There was a massive mine collapse last night that almost got my cousin killed, so I'm a little stressed. Tabitha takes one last spoonful of the ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademark scowl. Let's get going. I have an errand to run in town, and every time I've left you here alone, something terrible wound up happening, so you're coming with me. Let's get going. I have an errand to run... Okay. Let's see. I'll be out there in a couple minutes. Gotta wrap up my morning routine. Bonding time. Yeah. Let's just... Yeah. I feel like the shit from last night and I have to wrap up morning. Look, I get it, but there's a lot of my plate today, and I want to spend time with you before more things start piling up. I already waited long enough for you to get up. Janie, lock up when you leave, please, and don't go rearranging anything I'll know. As you ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Amanda, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry that you got caught up in that. You two did right by those kids, though. What a blessing everyone is getting out of that situation all right. I'd love to chat, but I hate to interrupt your work. I'm in town for a few more days, though, if you've got time. Yeah, she might be a great resource. I shouldn't say it that way, but you know what I mean. There's so much to uncover, I think. Of course, feel free to swing by the church any old time. Daniel and I are always there, except when I'm working, of course, but Daniel's usually there regardless. Alright, let's go. Bye, Janie. Be safe out there, you two. You and Tabitha walk through the doors of the estate and into her car. The ride to town is uneventful, your cousin unsurprisingly more focused on the road than on making conversation. Alright, we're just popping into the general store for a few minutes. What are we doing at the general store? Picking up tea from Sybil. Oh, I gotcha. Picking up tea. Yeah, I'm picking up tea. Why are you saying it all weird? I'm just gonna let that one go. She's being defensive. After everything that's happened the past 2 days, it's nice to just go on an errand. Exactly. You and Tabitha turn as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Fine, okay, keep coddling him. Keep letting him get away with stuff you never would have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family. Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Other people and their drama. If more people keep things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. I'm surprised to see her let loose like that. She seems so measured. Exactly. The two of us might not get along, but it's because she's better than that. It's unbecoming. You see yourself in her, don't you? Fusion, huh? Because I use two skills at once. There aren't a lot of people to see yourself in when you live in a town like this, Manda. We're burning daylight. Come on already. The bells of the general store chime as you cross the threshold. The smells of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, making you feel instantly at home. Good morning, you two! Hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Morning is the new blend. Ready? Oh, morning is the... What was that inflection? Morning is the new blend ready already? Of course. Manda, if you would like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute. Oh, she needs to stop harassing her. Okay, that's like too much. Manda, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute. Can't I go with you? I like the tea room. I always like visitors in the tea room, but I'm afraid I'm too busy to entertain for long, so we won't be lingering. Might as well just wait out here. No need to cram in there like sardines. Sybil motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with a tinkling of bells. Yes. I want to listen. You find a subtle spot near the door and listen in. I know it took longer than you'd hope, but this was fairly short notice. In the future, please give me at least 2 months to gather what's needed. These plants aren't exactly easy to come by. Is there enough? Yes, everything should go just fine. Make sure this is all it eats for a few days. I mean, all. Put it somewhere that it can't get other food. I'm not keeping it inside. Outside then, a shed, something enclosed. And please, call me if you get confused. Don't assume you know what you're doing. You only have one shot at this, remember that. Pearl Ann ran me through it plenty of times. I know what I'm... Your listening session is halted as the tinkling of bells announces another patron. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Amanda, aren't you? My name is Beau. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. The policeman told me you saw what happened to my daddy. Let's just be nice. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you. The policeman said he might just be out hunting somewhere, but me and my mama both know he ain't coming back. Mama's pretty broken up about it. I'm trying to hold it together since I'm the man of the house now, but it ain't easy. Me and him was supposed to bring Big Betty to the state fair this week, but now he's gone, and this morning so is she. So I suppose I'm not going to the fair. I may as well make myself useful and get out in the woods, go looking for what's left of my daddy. You was there, right? Could you tell me where to look so I can try to find him? Have you seen anything strange on the farm the past couple days? No, not really, no, but I've been awful busy with everything that's been happening. Them chickens keep disappearing, though. Was Big Betty one of your chickens? Nah, she ain't a chicken. Big Betty is our prize pumpkin. She was a big lady, too. I expect she's at least 2,000 pounds. Not too easy to move something like that. Could be she rolled off down a hill, but I can't be looking for her just yet with everything else going on. I don't think you want to see him like that. It's really bad. I'm a farm boy. Blood don't bother me none. I just want to find my daddy, even if he's like one of them horror movie monsters. He's still my daddy, and he shouldn't be out there in them woods where any animal can take a piece of him. Well, let's just be weird. Your dad was killed by ditchlings. They're the things that have been stealing your chickens. I ain't never heard of a ditchling before, but whatever they was, they won't stop me from finding him. He died on the northeast edge of town, off the Insignia Trail. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate you trying to help us out. I don't rest easy knowing he's out there somewhere, all by him lonesome. And please tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mama. Tabitha and Sybil are still in the tea room. Your phone buzzes. Oh my god, hey, I overslept. I still gotta make myself breakfast if y'all want to swing by, otherwise meet at the library and figure out a plan. No, I think I'm good. I just had a big fight. Not really hungry. Gonna chill in my van for a while if you want to hang out, though. Otherwise, I'll see you guys at the library. You have plenty of time before dinner at Reese's house. Let's go see Oscar. You enter the library, bright with morning light. Pixel stands as you enter, arching his back expectantly. You and Pixel lock eyes. You can hear the sound of heavy objects being shifted around deeper in the library. Let's follow the sound. You continue into the library. Oh my! You find Oscar in the middle of the amidst some moving boxes out of a dusty back room. Its interior dark despite the bright light streaming through the tall library windows. Oh, good morning, Amanda. I wasn't expecting anyone to be here so early. How can I help you? I was just coming to check on you. That's very thoughtful of you, Amanda. I think I have a handle on things right now. I'm just moving some things out of the back room here. Rosalina, that's where Rosalina and I have been staying. Stella gave me a call after Rosalina was dropped off last night. I guess the cat's out of the bag about the annex being haunted. I'm embarrassed y'all have to find out this way, and especially that I wasn't able to deal with it sooner. But I'm ready to admit, I'm just not equipped to deal with whatever's in that house. I appreciate you volunteering to help my little family. Let's talk about last night. Have you talked to the other kids' parents? Of course. All except Zane's. He's a bit of a mystery to me. Just a cloud of pot smoke that floats in and out of the library every now and then. I don't even know his last name. Good kid, though. But I talked with Alexis's folks for some time while the girls got settled in for their sleepover. Seems like last night was a wake-up call for the lot of us. We just assumed that living in a small town like this meant our kids were growing up a little more sheltered than kids in a bigger city, that we didn't have to worry if they stayed out late or strayed far from home. I guess now we know better. Except for Becca's parents, they're pretty keen on blaming everyone except themselves. Apparently her dad got a call from your cousin last night. Sounds like he got demoted for telling his daughter it was safe to go in that mine. It's all those two can talk about. How are you doing? Well, enough, I suppose. Last night was eye-opening. It made me do a lot of self-reflection. It's definitely steeled my resolve for dealing with these ghosts so I can get Rosa settled back in the annex. She needs a real home. But beyond that, I'm just happy no one got hurt. I can't even think about what might have happened if you weren't down there. Thank you, Amanda. You've got to stop beating yourself up over this. You didn't do anything wrong. Oscar sighs. You're half right. I didn't do anything. But that's it. But that in itself was wrong. I didn't provide a safe environment for my child, the number one thing a dad should do. But that changes now. We're going to get rid of that ghost no matter what it takes. Rosalina isn't spending even one more night on a cot in this back room. Where is Rosalina? She stayed over with Alexis last night. We talked about it and decided Alexis's basement is a better place for her until the ghosts have been sorted out. It's probably good for her to spend time with a friend, someone who knows what she's been through. And the basement is really nice. There's a pull-out couch and fresh carpets, even a bathroom just for her. We'd be using the library bathroom. There isn't even a shower in there, just a sink and toilet. God, that's so embarrassing to admit. I can't imagine how I must sound. So scared of a ghost, I didn't even want to go back to the house to shower, and expecting my teenage daughter to make do with an ancient sink in the library bathroom. But I think you'll understand soon enough, once the sun sets. I'm surprised you let Rosalina out of your sight. I couldn't force her to sleep in the room that drove her away in the first place. What was I thinking, making her sleep here? I guess we can pry a little bit. We've been talking for a while. If it's not rude to ask, where's Rosalina's mom? It's not rude, especially at a time like this. Oscar takes a moment before responding, carefully thinking over his words. She's not a part of Rosalina's life. Just wasn't ready for a kid, I think. She thought she was, but it didn't last. I can't really blame her. We're both too young. Neither one of us really ready for that kind of responsibility. But it's all ancient history now. We haven't spoken in years. Last I heard, she'd married a lawyer and moved into a big house up in Ohio somewhere. Tell me about your haunting. Ah, yes, the haunting. Oscar gets a distant look in his eye. It started with the floor bleeding in Rosalina's room. And before you say anything, it wasn't rusty water, and it wasn't wine. It was blood. AB negative, actually. I couldn't believe it was happening, so I ordered a kit online to test the stuff. And then I started seeing the figure. I could never get a good look at it, but I knew when it was there. There was just a feeling I'd get, like someone was about to stab me in the back, and I turn around and see a flash of something leaving the room. Just enough that I knew that it had been someone there. Just thinking about it makes me want to hide under the covers. Oscar pauses, lost in dark recollections. The clearest look I ever got was one night when I was coming back to the house after doing some reshelving. I saw it, plain as day, standing in her doorway, silhouetted like there was a light shining behind it. I couldn't make out the face, obscured in shadows as it was. I thought I heard it say something, a name I couldn't quite make out. It sounded like a question, like it was asking if I was that person. Then its head caved in. He's reliving that moment with vivid clarity. You can see the hair on his arms standing on end as he pictures what it looked like in the doorway. That was the last night we stayed in that house. As soon as that thing disappeared, I got Rosalina out of there, and we've been in the library ever since. How do you know it's a ghost? I suppose I don't, but I'm an educated man. I like to consider myself rational, and the normal rational explanations for what's going on in the annex, there aren't any. I thought I might be hallucinating, and that maybe there was a gas leak, so I hired someone to come and check out our pipes. Nothing, clean as a whistle. I tested the blood seeping out of Rosalina's floor. It's blood, no two ways about it. And it's not a one-time spill either. I'd scrub it clean every day just for there to be a fresh stain the following night. So is it a ghost? Who knows? But whatever it is, it's defied my every attempt to identify it. If that isn't a ghost, then what was it? Have you ever considered moving out of the house, out of town? There's just not enough money to move anywhere. I've student loans to pay off and a kid to raise. It's not like we have a lot of disposable income. We get a good deal in this place, much better than the markup the Scarlets charge non-minors for their housing. And no offense to your family, but your cousin owns most of the houses in Scarlet Hollow, so our options are pretty limited. It's either buy a dilapidated homestead out of the farms, get fleeced by your cousin, or spend money we don't have to move someplace new, which also comes with the bonus of separating Rosalina from all her friends. All over a ghost we aren't even sure is real. So we come to the fourth option. Get rid of whatever's haunting the annex, and keep saving for Rosalina's college fund until she's able to leave this place for good. Did you grow up here? I did. I was raised by two loving parents just a few doors down. May they rest in peace. They came here to work in the mines before I was born. I went off to college planning to never come back, but it didn't take long for me to find my way back here. This time with a granddaughter they could dote on. They loved Rosa even more than they loved me, I think. But it's just us now, our little family of 2. If you managed to leave for college, how did you end up coming back? That was the plan, but this county did a big education push back when I was getting my master's. Library jobs are more difficult to find than you think, and this one basically fell into my lap. The county subsidizes rent, we get a whole house to ourselves, and until a few years ago, Rosalina's grandparents were here to help take care of her. It seemed perfect, and for a little while it was. But I suppose nothing lasts forever. I'm not sure what else to say. I know, it must sound frightening. But I'm done being afraid of that thing. That fear made me weak enough that I put my Rosa in danger rather than face it. I won't let it have that power over me again. Oh, my phone's buzzing. Almost forgot. Mayor Jimmy Day. Good excuse to head over to the library. We should check in with Oscar and Rosalina. Meet you all there in half an hour. I totally blanked on that. Been having weird, fogging morning. Well, that they're still doing the Mayor Jimmy thing, even after last night. Do you think the news has spread yet? But yeah, we should go see Oscar. Come on, see you soon. As if on cue, you hear the faint sound of other people in the library, somewhere back towards the entrance. Oh, I knew I was forgetting something. It's Mayor Jimmy Day. With everything that happened last night, it just slipped my mind. They're probably going to start setting up soon, and I'm barely decent. Yeah, you look pretty indecent, bro. Now that I think about it, I don't even think I have a clean shirt right now. The shirt from yesterday is soaked in worry sweat, and it's not like it's easy to launder when you're stuck in the back room of a library. I might just have to make myself scarce. I'm sure folks will understand. Maybe Rosalina and Alexis will stop by. I know they both love the mayor. Why is everyone so jazzed about the mayor? People think he's cute, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't agree. But if you want to know my opinion, these little meet and greets are all about publicity, not meeting the public. It improves the image of the town in social media posts, that sort of thing. Every now and then it'll blow up online, and folks will come visit Scarlet Hollow to catch a glimpse of the mayor. Suppose it doesn't hurt to have through traffic. I don't want to seem cynical or anything, but it does feel rather calculated. You go on ahead. I'll check in with Rosalina and meet up with y'all later. Time to meet the mayor. Gonna head back out to the library. Looking respectfully. And I think that is where we're going to leave it. Let's make a new save just to be safe. Alrighty guys, well, that was pretty exciting. It was also nice to talk to Oscar for a while. He seems like just a genuinely nice, concerned dad. So, alrighty guys, well, I hope you're as excited as I am to be restarting this series with chapter 3. There's so much to unpack. I know we probably should have visited Avery because, like, they always have the hot goss, but, like, I think there are definitely some pieces to pick up from last night. So, alrighty guys, well, as always, take care and happy sipping.